All right, you can take a look at Home Depot. Stock's trading 192. Earnings are tomorrow morning. As you can see here, the stock is trading right in between its 50 and 200-day moving averages. Okay, so it's going to move outside of this range here, 195.5, which is the 50, and really 189, which is the 200. Outside of that, I don't see a lot of support until all the way down here, this big high volume area around 183.5. On the upside, where's their resistance? I mean, the even numbers of 200, 100, 150, those are always psychological points of, support resistance. But honestly, I don't see anything really until about 203.5 or so. All right, so let's get all this data up on the board here for Home Depot. Stock is 192. Okay, what is the expected move, everybody? Bring this back in here. We can obviously all see that the one-day move's about $6, and end of the week is about 6.5. Okay. If we were going to look at the way that we calculate it without having the nice cheat sheet from Thinkorswim, which is always great, we could look at the 192.5 straddle, which is trading about $6.50 or so, and then look at the 190 straddle. Okay, so the 190 straddle is 670. And the 192.5 straddle is 650-ish. So if we add those together and divide by 2, what do we get? We get about $6.60, which is pretty much right in line with what Thinkorswim has. So that puts us at an expected range of 185.40 up to 198.60. Okay, so if we go back to our chart that we were looking at, we've got the 200-day again right at 189, and then the huge volume area at 183.5. So not a ton of support there right at 185. And on the upside, looking at 198.60, there's really not a lot there. There's a little bit of a gap, but there's really not a lot. So no significant support resistance at those levels. Okay, so I look at that, I'm looking for a big move. I look at this chart, I personally love Home Depot. Not because I love shopping there, like I think you said, Robin, but I love Home Depot. I think long term this is, a fantastic stock to hold. However, for earnings here, I don't see a lot of momentum one direction or the other. Anybody else see something up there? Yeah, that's at 195.78, Pamela, absolutely. So, as we said before, the 50 and the 200 day, are inside of the expected ranges. So the 50 day is 195.59, and the 200 day is 188.96. So those are going to be, some areas of support and resistance, but if we compare that to the expected ranges, not real good. Okay, so let's take a look at that iron condor that Antoine was just talking about. Now that's going to be a little cheap, I guarantee you, because we're going down on the downside quite a bit here. And we can see that is just way too cheap for our blood, right? $2.50 wide iron condor, not even getting a buck. So not even going to consider that. Okay, now if we change the strikes on the downside, or excuse me, on the upside, we can get a lot more credit. However, if we do this, it'll give us some nice room to the downside, but on the upside, it's going to make it really, really tight. So let's say, and this is still not at $1.25, but let's say we can do this for $1.15. The break evens would be 183.85, which would be fine on the downside, but only 196.15 on the upside. So I don't like that at all. So this could set up nicely for a strangle swap. Let's see what Vala's doing. Okay, let's go right down to the 185 and up to the 197 half, or even up to the 200. We could do that. Okay, something like that costs about 55 cents or so. I'll tell you right now, I like this. Especially if we can hold it for a few days and collect some of the short premium. This is what this looks like in 2 days. Not great. If we held it till the rest of the week, that's okay. Not as good as I would have thought that it would have been. Let's just see on its own what a call calendar would look like here. I still have there. That's why that's messed up. There we go. Call calendar is about 20, maybe 22 cents. Now that is not bad. That is not bad. Okay, so iron condor not good. Strangle swap not good. Call calendar not bad. So what we're going to do is just table this right now, guys. Revisit it later in the day. All right, so let me get that put up here, the recording and the whiteboard, and then I want to get to my alert center here because both QCOM and Xilinx hit my alert center. So I'll be right back here, guys.